Hello, thank you for watching this video, which features our company's appearance on BBC Homes Under the Hammer. This program is the most popular property buying program in the UK, with regular episodes on mainstream television for the past 15 years. New episodes are viewed by about 2 million people almost every day. The program follows the progress of property buyers who purchase at auctions all over the UK and looks at how they renovate and add value to their properties. Later in this video, you will see our company feature in this program. The BBC liked our all-inclusive model of acquiring and reselling such investment properties to passive investors who could not or did not want to get involved themselves. Find UK Property and our family property companies, which you can see listed here in our main reception area, work differently to standard estate agents and letting agents to provide complete investment solutions for investors. We buy, renovate and rent out ourselves, and then we resell to our clients, after which we continue to manage and maintain the properties on their behalf for the long term on our guaranteed rent system. Low-cost houses such as these in the northwest of England are amongst the best investment properties in the UK, with high rental yields and good expected future capital growth. After a period of recession, this area is now booming economically, with falling unemployment, increasing population and high rental demand. We expect such properties to more than double in value over the next 10 years. We are managing over 900 such properties and are now very busy processing and reselling around 30 each month. A key first step to ensure our clients get good value is to buy properties in good locations at the best possible price. In fact, we save costs at every step so that we can offer a great low price to our clients and still be profitable. When you take account of everything that is included in our package, the price you pay is significantly lower than the market. We aim to purchase in 23 key tried and tested areas in the northwest. And in order to target owners who may wish to resell their properties, we drop leaflets such as these in every house in these areas almost every month, with the message, "We will buy your house." We encourage owners to sell direct to us, thereby saving them estate agent fees and auction fees. We even pay their solicitors' fees to make it easy for them to sell to us. This means we can acquire good properties at the best possible price even before they get to the estate agents or to the auction. 90% of the houses we buy are purchased direct like this. However, sometimes we do attend auctions, especially if the properties listed are in one of our 23 neighbourhoods near to properties we already manage or own. The property featured on the BBC programme was acquired at one of these auctions. It was a small 2-bedroom house which was located in one of our key areas in East Lancashire, Burnley, and which was in need of a full renovation. The remaining video clip is from the BBC TV programme. The presenter is the ex-England footballer Dion Dublin. The renovation was managed by my daughter Rafia, who was heading up our renovations department at that time. Here is the episode.
Hello and welcome to the show. Now, sometimes when you're buying property at auction, it's hard not to let your heart rule your head.
Yes, that might be okay if you're buying your forever home, but not if you're buying to turn a profit.
Yes, there are always plenty of potential outcomes for each property bought, especially under the hammer.
Off to Lancashire and the market town of Burnley, which has excellent links to Manchester and Leeds, but also has some lovely countryside on its doorstep. Burnley is also key in the manufacturing and aerospace sector. All good points for anyone looking to buy a property. So we're 2 miles east of the centre of Burnley. The M65 motorway isn't too far away, and there's 2 train stations only a 10-minute walk away. So the location is very good of our property that we're here to see. Right, judging by all the mail, no one's been in here for a while. Anyway, you've got this hallway step up from the front door. You've got those really nice, high sort of ceiling as you come through this really narrow passageway. There are your stairs going up to your bedrooms, and then you're hit by this first reception room. And what hits you after that is the stains on the floor. I can see there's dark brown stains over here, just below that chair, but there's even more over here. It says to me straight away, water damage. There's been some water damage here somewhere, and that is actually moving under my feet. You can see the staining on the carpet. Look at that. The more you go into the corner, the less there is. There's actually nothing there at all. And when you come away, you can see that it just gets a little bit strong. Second reception room. It's a bit of a strange configuration because I always expect the door to be right there in that passageway that I came in. But with it being around here, it gives it a bit more privacy. Maybe you could think about making that a bedroom. Just a thought. I do like the high ceilings in there and in here. You have got central heating. You've got double glazing in that window there and at the front as well. So yeah, loads of space to play with. It's nice and bright, but I don't like that flooring right there. So what is the source of the dampness and the resulting rot? That's the question. The walls are dry, so potentially it's a damp course issue or a leaking pipe. The ground floor area is looking a bit run down from the decoration to the electricals, so it's a total overhaul needed here. And you know what they say, too many cooks spoil the broth. Well, there's no chance of that here. And it's absolutely tiny, and I can actually touch both walls with my hands right here. It's been left in a bit of a state. It's a little bit close, a little bit tight. I can see there's a bit of backyard as well through this small window, and there's a door to get out there as well. I've never seen a kitchen with 4 walls tiled from top to bottom. But I don't care. It's all got to come out. Not for me.
We gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do, we gotta get out of this place.
And I can't say the rear yard comes out any better either, with the rendering falling off the walls and just enough space at the back for a bike or two. There's very little space for making this a dream spot for garden lovers. And that just leaves the sleeping quarters. Right, up the stairs, and some very steep stairs, may I say. You've got the 2 bedrooms just here. You've got the family bathroom here, which is a good size. That'd be a really good space if you could put a new suite in it with shower as well. You'd get a double bed in that bedroom right there, no problems. And in here, which is bedroom number 1, again, it's a good size. I'll just get into bed. It's a good size room, nice high ceilings. I can see it's got central heating in, double glazing as well, yet again. But what sort of reception would an estate agent from the auction house that sold the lot give this property?
I've had a look around the property, and it's a pretty standard, typical 2 up, 2 down, mid-terraced house for the area. What is good about the property is that there is a first floor bathroom, whereas quite often a lot of these properties have a ground floor bathroom, which isn't as popular. There are some works required, but it's an excellent rental investment for the right buyer.
So positive news from the agent, but could a rental investor get more for their money by turning the front room into a 3rd bedroom?
If this was my property, I would keep it as a 2-bed family house, as I think that that's the most likely tenant market for the house, and also likely to provide a longer-term tenant, which is what most landlords want.
So if the new owners kept it as a 2-bed house, what sort of figures could they expect?
As a 2-bed property, I would value this house at £395 per calendar month.
So I've had a good look around this property, and I'm not a massive fan of the layout down here, but it does lend itself to converting that front reception room into a bedroom. The thing that is concerning me is the water damage to the floorboards in that room right there. But Would it have dampened the spirits in the auction room, or will the bids come flooding in? Let's find out when you're in Under the Hammer.
Lot number 93.
Unfortunately, on the day of the auction, we weren't able to capture the bidding for this lot. Tariq and his daughter Rafia have a family business dealing with property, and this was just one of many purchases.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust.
And as the dust settled, I met them back at the house to find out more. Rafia, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Tariq, nice to meet you. Tell me why you bought this property.
Well, it's part of our business. What we do is we acquire properties, we renovate them to a good standard, we rent them out, and then we sell them to investors, mainly from London, but also investors overseas. And we provide all the after-sales services and giving them a guaranteed rent, looking after the maintenance, looking after the management.
Is everybody involved?
Everybody's involved. So my daughter Rafia, she does the renovations. My son Hashim, he's mainly involved with the buying. And my other daughter Sadia, she does the selling.
I love that. That is unbelievable. So you taken all your dad's knowledge and taken it forward?
Yes, so I mean, I look after the renovations and general operations of the business. So we've got over 20 staff. And so I look after all of that area as well. And I personally oversee any house that we renovate.
Well, the family have this wrapped up for sure. Buy, renovate, sell to clients, and then manage the properties. Currently, they are looking after a staggering 850 properties built over 10 years.
We know the area. This is our neighbourhood. We have about 13 properties already in this neighbourhood. So we know it's a good neighbourhood. We assume the worst. And we said, well, on the basis of that, what are we prepared to pay? And in fact, we actually got it lower than what we expected to pay. Yeah, it needed more work than we expected, but it was okay.
To the family, this is just another home to sell on, but first it needs some work. They have a team of builders constantly working on all their other projects and reckon a 6 to 8 week timescale should have this place up and running. Rafia has to assess if the plumbing and electrics have to be replaced, plus checking out if the roof is secure and watertight. And then it's on to replacing the rotten floorboards and ordering a new bathroom suite and kitchen. Then redecorate from top to bottom, wall to wall. They're aiming for a certain quality that makes good business sense.
We take a lot of responsibility for the property, so when we renovate well. So we look at everything and then we spend quite a bit of money on it because ultimately we are responsible for the management and ongoing repair. So we are interested in the long term of these properties.
Tariq and Rafia plan on spending up to 15 grand renovating this house. But wouldn't this property be a lot more attractive financially having a third bedroom at the front?
I think here the rental demand is sort of couples and small families, and this type of a house is suitable for a 2-bedroom, and people want more space downstairs. So we'd probably keep it as 2 lounges and a kitchen and 2 bedrooms upstairs.
Well, they know their business model and they know the area.
My father came in 1958. He settled in Blackburn, and we were all sort of from here. We went to school here, went to university here. So
You've got to be careful, Tariq. Some stage they're going to want to take off you.
well, actually, it's not. When you come to a certain age, that's what you want them to do because you want to take it easy, don't you? And that's my aim, really, to try and get them to do more and more work so I can take it a bit easier.
There you go, you see? She can't wait for that to happen.
It's already happening.
Listen, I hope it works out. And don't forget, he's the boss. Good luck, Rafia.
Thank you.
Good luck, Tariq.
Thanks very much. Thank you. Thanks.
So Tariq and his family are no strangers to a bit of hard work and a full refurb. Each individual member of the family has their own part to play, but they have got to investigate the extent of that water damage, or they could find themselves in some very deep water. You can find out how they get on later in the programme. Now, earlier in the show, we saw how one of our properties got on, but there's 2 more.
Are they whistling a happy tune or are they whistling in the wind?
Well, it is time to wait no longer.
We're back in Burnley, where I'd seen this 2-bed mid-terrace, but my spirits were dampened by a particular soggy floor. It's actually moving under my feet. You can see the staining on the carpet. Look at that. The more you go into the corner, the less there is. There's actually nothing there at all.
Say we got hope in our hearts. Yeah, we got hope in our lives. Where we got hope.
But that didn't deter Rafia and Tariq, who bought this as part of their growing family business.
So my daughter Rafia, she does the renovations. My son Hashim, he's mainly involved with the buying, and my other daughter Sadia, she does the selling.
I love that. That is unbelievable. The family were full on, but their father had a plan.
That's my aim, really, to try and get them to do more and more work so I can take it a bit easier.
There you go, you see? She can't wait for that to happen.
It's already happening.
Quite right, Tariq, quite right. They set a budget of 15 grand and a timescale of 6 to 8 weeks. Let's see how they got on. This place is looking good. Over to Tariq and Rafia to tell us what they've done.
So one of the first things was sandblasting the front and the rear to the property. We did have a shed in the rear of the property, and we just demolished that and sorted out the walls behind that. Once we had done all the external works, we moved internally. We started removing the wallpaper. We found that the plaster was crumbling and it wasn't in good condition, so we had to hack that all off to brick and re-plaster and re-skim most of the property. So all the electrics are up to date. We've got 2 double sockets per room, and all the lighting and fixtures are up to date and compliant. With regards to the plumbing, brand new heating system, brand new boiler has gone in, and brand new radiators. It's nice to see how, you know, when you strip everything and you put new carpets, new plastering, new decoration, it looks like a brand new house now.
We would call this an average spec for this type of house. We could have done it cheaper and at a lower spec, but because we're looking for long-term tenants and good tenants, we want to get it a bit better than average.
As well as all that, they've taken the time to add a completely new bathroom suite and a whole new kitchen. Both of them looking very nice. What happened to the rotten floor, though?
So one of the first things that we had to do was obviously assess the woodwork and rip out what was mostly rotten, and anything that was remaining just treat it and then put new floorboards in.
Knowing the market as they do, they've kept this as a 2-bedder rather than trying to squeeze a third in at the front.
The demand for 3 bedrooms in this area isn't quite high, and we thought it'd make a nice 2-bedroom with 2 lounges. So we put a doorway into the corridor and made it into 2 lounges, and I think this would be suitable for renting out as a standard 2-bedroom.
They did only take 6 weeks to complete the works, but they did have a delay before starting.
At the moment, we've had about 60 properties which are what we call work in progress. You know, they're in that process of having just been bought and then being assessed, renovated and being rented out before they're sold.
The original renovation budget was set at 15 grand and they've spent just under £18,000. So are these business-headed people okay with that?
Normally, this type of property we'd be looking to acquire for about 35 to 38,000 and spend 15,000 on it. In this case, we actually got it cheaper and we spent a bit more, but I think it's a nice result.
So what do 2 local estate agents think of this renovation? Starting with the agent who saw it before.
So this is my second visit to this property, and having had a good look round, the owners have done a really smashing job of the renovations. Before I even entered the property, I noticed that the owners had sandblasted the stonework to the front and rebuilt the new wall and put a lovely little garden to the front, adding some really nice curb appeal.
I think it's a really nice finish to the property. It's all neutral, very well done indeed. It's tasteful. I like the kitchen, the bathroom. Nice.
That's good feedback, but what do they reckon it could fetch on the resale market?
In my opinion, if this property was placed for sale on the open market, it would sell for somewhere in the region of £55,000 to £60,000.
If this property came onto the open market for sale, I would hope to achieve an asking price of around £60,000.
I think we'd be comfortable in selling it for £55,000. We do work a bit differently to normal estate agents. I mean, whilst we do want to make profit on the renovation, most of our profit actually comes from the long term, because a lot of our investors are repeat buyers and we want them to buy more.
In that case, what rentals do they think the property could achieve for Tariq and Rafia's potential investors?
In my opinion, this property would rent for £395 per calendar month.
If this property came onto the rental market, I would expect to achieve between £400 and £425 per calendar month.
I think it's important for us to get good long-term tenants, and quite often we set the rent just below the market so that we can choose the right tenant. So we'd actually be quite happy with around £370 per calendar month, and I think we will get a good tenant who'll stay the long term and look after the property.
So if Tariq and Rafia sell the property to an investor for 55 grand, the investor would make an 8% yield before any management charges. And it sounds like there is enough business to keep them going.
We're buying and selling about 30 properties each month, and in work in progress at any one point in time there's about 60 which are being worked on at various stages. So we are quite busy.
Every auction property has a story behind it.
Yes, and they can be short stories or epic tales. We love them all.
Yes, indeed we do. So join us here again next time on Homes Under the Hammer.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This BBC programme showed how we work, and I will explain our process and services further. Our properties are usually not acquired by auctions. We usually acquire properties direct from owners who wish to sell, and most of them are in better condition than this particular property that needed a full renovation. However, most properties do need significant renovation to bring them up to the right standard so that we can attract good long-term tenants and can confidently give our own clients long-term guarantees on the property and provide continued ongoing maintenance. After renovation, we rent the properties out and categorise them according to their location, cost, size, rent and value. All of our investment properties are priced between £50,000 to £70,000. 90% of the houses can be classified into three main categories, and within each category the properties are very similar indeed and will deliver the same investment returns. If the property in the BBC programme had larger rooms with higher rent in a different area, it would have been classified as a large two-bed type 2B, which we normally resell for just under £60,000. Clients who are interested in our investment properties first get all of the information by phone and email, and then usually visit us to see our operations, the different areas and types of properties before deciding to make a reservation. After reservation, when it comes to their turn, clients choose from a selection of 6 to 8 houses depending on their preference for location and budget. Once they are 100% happy with the selected property, it is allocated to them and transferred to them. We work differently to other estate agents and letting agents. Our investment package is all-inclusive and also includes long-term guarantees on the property, free ongoing repairs and maintenance, and we take care of all the landlord liabilities and deliver complete peace of mind with our guaranteed rent system. As explained on our website, all of these items are included as standard. Our buying process is also much easier and very structured. Unlike other estate agents, we ensure your selected property is transferred to you quickly and properly. We liaise with all parties, keep you updated, and ensure you receive all of the purchase summaries and ownership documentation promptly after purchase completion. Guaranteed rental income starts 1 month after the final payment and is paid regularly into the owner's bank account in the UK or overseas. This system is ideal for our clients, most of whom are not local but are investors from the London area, or are UK expats working abroad, or are overseas buyers. They are looking for secure long-term property investment with full management and no hassle. Our customers really like our service, and 70% of our sales each month are now linked to our existing customers. Many are recommending their friends, relatives and contacts to us, or they are buying additional properties themselves. You can compare our property prices with the open market by looking at the UK property market page on our website. This also shows a map of the UK with average percentage rental yields in all regions of the UK. You can see that gross rental yield near London is only 3% because property prices there are very high, whereas in the northwest it is near 8%. In our view, the future percentage property growth in value will also be higher here than in London, and we expect such properties to more than double in value over the next 10 years. Thank you once again for watching this video, and please do contact us if you need any further information.